Bonjour la Finlande. I'm very glad to have you here, and it's a pleasure for me to introduce you, to show you my winery. First of all, for making a good wine, you need to have a fantastic actor. Thor is here, Pamela, Monte Cristo. I give a name to all my tanks, so like that he helped me for doing the blending. This tank is called Pamela, because Pamela like Baywatch. The wine is very generous and very nice. Monte Cristo. The story, it's like the book. It starts very bad, but it finishes extremely well. Sometimes the wine is like that. It's not very nice in the beginning, and after it's a fantastic wine. You got D'Artagnan. The wine is very strike, very direct, very... Zeus. I like to work with God. Austerlitz, fantastic battles when the French win, and of course the wine is fantastic. Oh, Finland again. You would like to test, and it's a good idea. André Clouet, Brut Nature, Pinot Noir. If you put 5 sugar in your coffee, you don't feel the coffee. It is the same with champagne. Too much sugar kills the taste. This champagne, it's absolutely fantastic with oysters, seafood, and I'm sure in Finland you've got a lot of fantastic fish you can match with these bottles. Have a nice tasting, and I promise you it is an experience. You are back again, Finland. Good choice. André Clouet Rosé, absolutely fantastic. The rosé is born in Bouzy, in my village, a few hundred years ago. The secret of the rosé is 95% of white Pinot Noir and 5% of my blood. No, I'm kidding, of course. 5% of a fantastic wine called Bouzy Rouge. It's a very historic wine, absolutely fantastic, who give this let's call that this touch, French touch. I suggest you to test the rosé at any time, but the best way it is to bring that with flowers to a lady. The Grande Réserve, it is a must for André Clouet, because it is a wine that the family is doing now since 1741. The same recipe, 30% of reserve, the best of the best, la crème de la crème, and this 30% of wine are wine from 5 years old to 15 years old. It's iconic for us, and this blue label is representing, let's say, a life story of a small family from Champagne, a small family who is living in Bouzy. I'm sure you will love. It's pure Pinot Noir, and also it's pure passion of André Clouet, who was my grandfather. I wish you a fantastic tasting, and you will see it's a lot of emotion. Chalky, my last creation. We are at 15 meters down on the family cellar, and then the big idea it is to give you the emotion of having the chalk in your house. The chalk gives minerality, give freshness, and I mean, if Champagne is so unique in the world, it's because this stone, it's absolutely fantastic for making very finest and very elegant wine. Let's have a look. You will see it's a real experience. And then Chalky, I don't know if it's a Chardonnay or if it's a Pinot Noir, it's just a piece of chalk that you are eating. My favorite part, which glass to try or to get with a bottle of champagne. That is the most classic, very boring. This one is very elegant. I like this very thin part, thin leg, and you know, you can turn. It's not too big, it's not too small. It's from Austria. It's a very nice glass that I like to use. That is maybe the first glass who was used. It's antique one. Maybe when the first bottle of champagne was opened, we call this glass granerie, and you can see that to some old painting. When the first bottles was opened, it was with this type of glass. Very funny, some bottles of champagne now are done with the same effect. We call that granerie. That is from the Napoleonic period, you know, very rustic, very simple, because at this time, you know, Napoleon was fighting a little everywhere, so we don't have too much money for making, let's say, very elegant glass. But we are in 1814 when we was doing the sabering bottles. You got this one, which is very interesting because you put the champagne there and the leg is empty. So at this time, you know, we don't know already how separated the sediment to the wine. So with this glass, you can serve the champagne inside and the sediment fall into the bottom, and you've got a kind of natural filtration. Lovely glass, it is antique also, and you know, when you're arriving and then poof, the bubbles is hitting your nose, it's a fantastic emotion. You know, you drink like that, it's very romantic, you put your lips, it's yeah, I like that. This one is a fantastic collection. It is Baccarat 1911 or 1914 from this period. We call that Collection Mimosa, superb. I like to use the coupe because, you know, when you got the coupe, people need to stand up nicely, you know, not like a penguin, but you know, if they are very rustic, they take the glass like that, poof, it fall everywhere. But if you like to make a nice party, the cup make a kind of elegant evening, you know, they need to do like that, they need to walk nicely, not pushing, not everything. So the cup is something very interesting to use time to time. You got a fantastic glass with used by the champagne maker from 100 years now, and you know, we use that for the vineyard. We call that the picnic glass. But the history, it is simple. We still have this glass for the harvest. It's a glass that we can was coming from the Moroccan, or I mean the North African, because they was using this glass for drinking tea, because the Moroccan or the Algerian don't drink wine, but they was using this glass for drinking tea in the morning as a breakfast in the vineyard. And the winemaker takes this glass and, you know, use that for drinking champagne. Very easy to pack, very easy to clean. And, you know, that is a part of the history of champagne. It's a picnic glass that I like very much. This one is a little more modern, but, you know, it's a lot of chichi, a bit American, but it's also interesting. For finishing the little sum up about the glass, I would like to say, make your civilization. When you have a bottle of champagne, you need to creating your own civilization, because in the end, you are the king, it's your party, and you need to give emotion to the people that you invite. À bientôt, quitos amigos.